Hey, this is Amberly Brooke, and you can catch my latest single, Nothing Less, available now. You're listening to On the Porch with Front Porch Music.
But I'm trying to go to Killbear next weekend for Canada Day.
Canada Day's already next weekend? Oh my god.
I know, it's weird because it's on a Wednesday this year, so it's like the weekend is like Canada Day weekend, but it's not. It's weird.
I might just have to suck it up and hope for the best.
I mean,
It's on a Tuesday,
oh, is Canada Day on a Tuesday, not a Wednesday?
which is not much better, yeah.
Oops. I just looked at the calendar too.
Yeah, so if you're playing a show on Canada Day, show up on Tuesday.
Yes, yeah. God, I'll lock that in my brain.
Hey, it's Logan here, and welcome back to another episode of On the Porch with From Porch Music. This week, we have a very special guest co-host with me, Lily. She's jumping in while Jenna's off living her best life, celebrating her birthday in Montreal. So happy birthday, Jenna. But don't worry, everyone. She'll be back next episode. Lily jumped in. She did a great job, and we had a wonderful chat with country artist Sully Burrows. We talked about his journey from small town Ontario to the big stage, his brand new single, Rally Around, being part of the SiriusXM Top of the Country competition, and we got to play a bit of a fun game with him. So make sure you stick around and listen for that. And while you're at it, make sure you hit that subscribe button on both Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or really wherever you're listening. It really helps us out a lot. So I hope you enjoy our chat with Sully Burrows. Do 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 do. Hey Sully, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Welcome to the porch.
Yeah, thank you.
And this week we also have Lily joining us. Hi, Lily.
Hello.
How are you, Sully? What's life like for you right now? Where are you coming from?
Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good. It's been busy the past couple weeks. I'm in Parry Sound at home right now, which is super great. I was at the Jason Blaine charity golf tournament the past couple days, and then I was in Nashville a couple weeks ago for CMA Fest, and we shot a music video last week too. So it's been pretty crazy, but it's nice to be home for a little bit.
We'll get to CMA Fest soon, but was that your first time in Nashville?
No, so that was like my, I think, sixth trip down. So I've been back and forth quite a
He's
bit,
the
which
local.
has been great. Yeah, almost.
That's awesome. I went for the first time about this time last year, and I'm sad that I'm not there this year.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was good to, I'd never been down for CMA Fest, so it was good to just like see all the different stages and catch up with a couple other Canadian writers and just artists. So it was great to just be down there for that.
Love that. Okay, so you're kind of new to the world of country music, or to music, at least to me anyway, and I think to Lily as well. So why don't you kind of tell us a bit about who you are, where you're from? Take us back to the very beginning of Mr. Sully Burrows.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so I'm from Parry Sound, Ontario, and I got into music because my parents wanted my siblings and I to take a instrument lesson until we were done middle school. So we all started with piano, and then I switched over to drums because I didn't like the theory of piano. And then
God, tell me about it. I have like my grade. I forget what grade I have in theory, but my parents made me do it, and I was like, "That's a lot of math."
Yeah, it's too much for me. So I switched over to drums, and then I really wanted to learn how to play guitar. My dad had a couple guitars at home because he played a little bit, and I wanted to learn how to play. So I took lessons for about, I think, 7 or 8 months, and then after that, I just kind of everything that I know now has been from watching other people or going on YouTube or just figuring stuff out, sitting in my bedroom just playing guitar. So yeah, and then I started singing because my actual guitar teacher said if I wanted to learn these songs, I had to sing them instead of just play along with them. So that's how I got into singing, and then I started writing songs when I was 14 years old. my first co-write was with Owen Riegling when I was
No,
16, and
no big deal.
yeah, and yeah, so I kind of played in bars and restaurants for since I was 14 around like Parry Sound, Muskoka area, and then really started to play like full band shows and stuff this year.
You mentioned that you had to take take an instrument of some sort until you were in middle school, and your siblings did as well. Did you guys like ever jam together, or was a family band ever in the works?
Um, Not really. You know, like my mom sang like she did conservatory and stuff, and my mom played piano. So like we were all kind of knew how to play instruments, but we didn't like we never just like sit down and jam together. Um, a couple like all my sisters can sing as well. So sometimes we'll sing a couple songs together just while I'm playing guitar. When I was practicing or just like playing guitar, they'd come in and sing along, which was always fun. So, we never like fully like officially played as a band, but there were a couple times where we sang together.
And when you say sisters, how many sisters do you have?
I have three older sisters. Yeah.
Okay.
So, as an only child myself, that gives me anxiety.
Uh, no, it's been pretty good. I mean, I started high school when they moved out um, to go to university and stuff. So I've basically been an only child for the past like 5 years, which has been amazing. But it's always nice when they come home and it's our relationship has gotten pretty good and we're all pretty close. So it's nice when they come home and visit.
How do you
Are they?
think growing up in Parry Sound, which I think is like a smaller area, right?
Yeah.
How has that shaped your perspective just as a songwriter as a whole?
Yeah, that's a great question. Like growing up, I feel like most country artists are from a small town. And it's always like country music was always like that the main genre around Parry Sound. And then we called it dad rock or something. That was a very close second. So yeah, it was just like everybody knew everybody. Things kind of move slow around here, which is more preferred for me than being in a city. So it's great to just have people around, but a bit more space. We have a backyard and everything. So that was kind of nice to be from a small town. A lot of the songs that I've written are from personal experiences and um, just small town stuff, I guess, trucks and being on the water, going fishing and that kind of stuff. So I feel like that kind of shaped a bit of the stuff that I write.
Yeah.
You said your very first co-write was with Owen Riegling. I'm not sure when this would have been when in his career as well, but when you were going into this co-write, were you nervous or like how did you approach it?
Yeah, so we wrote the song in 2023, August of 2023, I think. And so that was like just after he'd signed with Universal Canada. And we had we had the weirdest way that we met was through our parents. So my family has a construction business in Parry Sound, and Owen's dad is the insurance broker for the
Oh, no
company.
way.
So they kind of Owen's dad said to my mom was like, "Hey, if Sully ever has anything out, send it over and I'll send it to Owen." And I had this like board mix of songs that I'd written myself, which I'm so glad are taken off streaming platforms now. And but yeah, so Owen heard it, and like within 15 minutes, he had followed me back on Instagram, which was like crazy for me because I'd been listening to him for like a year and a half or so. So it was pretty awesome to um, that he just followed me back, and then we had DM back and forth, and we were trying to find a time just to write a song because he was starting to get busy,
Hmm.
and that was when his career really started to um, like blow up. And so we finally sat down and wrote, and I was nervous, but I was like, I didn't know what to expect because it was my first co-write. Like all the other songs that I'd written were by myself. So I was like, oh, I I don't really know what to expect. So, but it was great. Like writing with Owen. I mean, he's such a great writer. He can build a song so fast, and he's got some great melodies and hooks, and he's just an unreal guitar player as well. So it was really cool just to kind of watch, as well as write the song and learn a bit from him and what I can bring into different songwrites. I mean, it was honestly kind of surreal for me that he took the time to write with somebody that nobody really knew. So for him to do that, I mean, speaks volume to who he is, and definitely someone that I look up to for doing that as well.
Yeah, he'll always jump in like that.
Yeah.
For example, he wrote our theme song.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. That's awesome.
Just a little name drop there. No big deal.
Yeah. That's so cool.
How do you think your writing abilities evolved between that writing session and then the one of your second single? I think it was Think of Me.
Yeah.
The one. How did you evolve between those two?
Yeah. I mean, last summer I was writing probably 3 or 4 times a week. So I think it was just repetition and like getting in rooms with different writers and exploring things by myself to just try and work on that muscle of writing. And I have realized that the more you write, the better you get at it. And I feel like that's the same with everything that you do is it's just repetition. And so I feel like depending on what's happening or just like what I'm feeling like writing, because I've got like a note in my phone that I can just scroll through for hours of like titles or hooks or even voice memos of like different melodies and stuff. So picking up from different writers and what their kind of style is, but also just learning myself and what I do when I write and what my strengths and what my weaknesses are, because different writers can kind of pick up off of like some of my weaknesses, which they kind of balance each other out.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say your style is?
It's a very good question because I don't even know. Like, so I'll get into a room. So Bradley Hale is who I wrote "Think of Me" with, and what happened was because I had just graduated high school, and I had this idea of "Think of Me" forever, and then so I kind of sat down with Bradley and we just sat there for I think like half an hour just chatting. And I just graduated high school and like I was like, oh man, like I'll probably never see half these people again. So it was kind of like the thought of, oh, like how can we turn this into like a classic country song of, oh, it's a breakup song kind of thing. But it was, I mean, it's really hard to describe my style. I feel like that's a good question, but I'm kind of stuck on that one.
I mean,
That
it's
is-
not fair. You're still figuring it out.
I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, yeah, when I come into a room with different people, I'm just there to write a song. I write with a couple other artists. Well, Bradley Hale is like the main one, and Dana Reed is another one. And when I get together with those two, it's like we're just there to write a song, and we can figure out who gets the song and who it works with best later. So I think like I feel like I can almost chameleon a little bit into different groups and different styles.
That's a good skill to have too, just in general when trying to figure it out in the music industry. I have a quick question that's completely unrelated to your music, but I want to ask it before I forget. How buggy is it in Parry Sound right now?
That's yeah. So it was a late summer, so like the spring almost seemed to take forever to come, and so I haven't had any problems with bugs yet, but I know they're out, and I know it's like mosquitoes and black flies come in May, so it was like it just started to get warm, and then the black flies came out like 5 days later, so it does get pretty buggy.
Do you like to spend a lot of time outdoors?
Yeah, so my family's got some property just outside of Parry Sound, and there's a lake there and we go fishing. So I'd say like that spot we don't go to until August because the bugs are so bad. Um, and so we go in the wintertime because there's no bugs and it's good to be outside. So I think, yeah, like I love to be outside. I love to go fishing. I love to, go on hikes and all that stuff. Um, but yeah, it's nice to be in Parry Sound because there's always like we're right on Georgian Bay and there's always lots to do.
Kind of on the topic of outside. I saw you perform at Meadows Music Festival not that long ago, and it was my first time seeing you, which you put on a good show, by the way. Not
Thank
just
you.
saying. It was a nice show. But something else that I noticed was you have really nice merch with the little dog on it. And I just wanted to ask what inspired the merch.
Yeah, so actually he's laying down right beside me. So my dog, we have we were shooting a music video for youth, and it just turned into a bunch of short form content because it was a rainy day and a lot of my friends had left to go to school already. So we had to like reschedule it. So, but we got a bunch of content for youth, and my dog was a part of like we took a bunch of pictures and he was a part of it. And I was like, man, I really want to have like my dog on like a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever it is. So we kind of went through a couple designs and we got we decided on that one that's on the back of the hoodie. So yeah, that was kind of the idea behind it, and we've got some stickers of him too. So it's
Oh,
awesome that he's a part of it.
He's
I'm
like
going
the
to
Sully
your website
Burrows.
right now because I want to see these.
I
He's like
I don't even
the
know if they're online.
I'll be very mad if I don't get to see a dog right
I
now.
have a picture of it on my phone because I liked it so much. I can send it to you.
No, you don't have it on your website.
I know, I know. I don't know when that's going up, but if Lily has a picture, she might have to send it over to you.
All right, episode over.
Yeah, never aired.
Yeah. Sully who?
Yeah.
What influences what covers you choose to be in your performances? Because I noticed a couple covers, and I'm just curious how you choose.
Yeah. Atlantic City. So I'm a bit. I really like the band, um, and like The Wait and a couple of their other songs. Like those are great songs, and so I heard Atlantic City. I know Bruce Springsteen wrote it, but I like the band's version, and then my favorite artist Riley Green also covered Atlantic City. So I was like, you know what, might as well. I was going on tour with Andrew Hyatt, so I was trying to select a couple covers, and um, yeah, Atlantic City was the one that I was like, man, it's just so good, and I mean, I feel like people know that song pretty well, and especially in Canada with the band doing it, and people who know Bruce Springsteen pretty well also know that song. So I think that was like an easy decision, and it's so fun to play, and my band loves it, and so it's just great to play that song live. And then In Color, I'm just a huge fan of songs that tell a story. Like that was what I gravitated towards, like even as a kid. Just any song that told a story was like my favorite song. So I think In Color is just like it almost is like a nostalgic feeling for some reason of just, you know, seems like a conversation that I'd have with my grandparents or whatever it is. So I think that song was also a no-brainer, and it's one of my all-time favorite songs. So it was easy to just throw in the set there too.
I have a really, really bad confession, and Logan might get mad at me, but I didn't know Atlantic City wasn't Riley Green's song until you said it on stage that day. Like, you said it, and I was like, wait.
Lily.
And I turned to my boyfriend, and I was like, wait, that's not Riley Green's song. I know.
Yeah. Wait, Bruce Springsteen wrote that?
Who's Bruce Springsteen?
Yeah.
It's a really good song, so I'm glad you chose it.
Yeah,
today.
it is. Yeah. That's funny. That's awesome.
You educated
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. The only reason I knew it wasn't a Riley Green song was because I knew that the band did a version of it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling old at this exact moment.
Well, I could have known it could have been your song.
Yeah, it's a Sully Burrows song.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? There is someone who thinks that after seeing your show. I guaranteed.
They didn't
Perfect. I mean,
they just yours.
I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
If I understand correctly, you also grew up playing hockey, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. How does we've asked a few people this question, and we've gotten kind of different answers from everybody. How does the being in the world of sport and hockey in particular, translate or prepare you for the more artistic side of music?
I mean, I feel like discipline would be a big thing. If that it kind of answers your question there of like, you know, like keep working hard and always giving 110%, I think is a mentality that I carried over from really anything that I do, is having that mentality of just like be the hardest working person. And yeah, I also think like, you get knocked over, you get bumps and bruises. I mean, that's all part of the sport, but also I think in music you get a lot of no's as much as you get yeses. So I think, you can get knocked down or someone can say, oh, this song sucks, whatever it is. Like, you get hit, but you just got to keep going. And I think that's something that I've carried over as well.
How do you deal with the no's? Because I know a lot of artists who are further along, like older than you, who have a really hard time with the no's as well. How do you personally deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I think I I am pretty good at shrugging some things off. I think, if someone says no or something doesn't happen, it's kind of like, oh man, that sucks. It would have been a lot of fun, but there's always the next thing and there's always the next one and there's something that is going to happen. Excitement obviously is always there. But I mean, it's also just like for me being so new, I think, expectations, can't go, I can't expect to get a headline slot at Boots and Hearts because nobody knows who I am. So it's like, having like expectations of, oh yeah, I can be a part of these things, but it at the same time, it's just like got to keep working hard. And if I don't get it this year, I can get it next year. Kind of mentality of it's just another thing. Like no's are a part of anything that you do. You're gonna get told no. So I feel like just keep going. I think that was to bring back the discipline and hard work. Like it's just a part of it.
Yeah, you can't get a headline spot at Boots and Hearts, but you can get a spot because
Yeah.
you are singing them.
Yeah, that
Are you
was
looking forward to that?
I really am. Like I've been there the past couple years. I went to see Riley Green and Tim McGraw 2 years ago, and then I was there for Jason Aldean last year. I've only gone for one day though, so I'm gonna go. I think Saturday because Owen's playing, and then I'll go on Sunday as well because I mean I'm playing.
I guess I'll make an appearance.
I guess I'll make an appearance. Yeah, but yeah, so I'm really excited to just be a part of it. It's obviously a super cool festival. I mean, when I was 14, I was like, man, like my goal is to play Boots and Hearts. So it's super cool to get the opportunity to not only be a part of the festival, but also just go and it's such a cool thing. Like it's been crazy talking to some of my friends and stuff. Like, man, like you're playing Boots and Hearts and you're going to Lasso and you're doing the thing. Like, and it's just been really cool. Not only the support from my hometown and my friends and family, but just like it's just been really cool to be a part of these things because I'm a big fan of just music in general. So having my name on the lineup of Boots and Hearts is probably a dream come true.
Yeah, you need to get that poster and just frame it or
Frame
something.
it. Yeah. Yeah. Frame it. I will. I will.
Um, a question came right in. A thought came in and went right back out. Um, so
I
when
have
you
a
started writing and you were, deciding that you were going to pursue music, who were some of your influences of like whose career you were like, I want to kind of follow that path.
Yeah. So funny story is I didn't know that I was going to fully pursue music until about August when I
Do you
signed
still
my,
know?
yeah, when I signed my deal because I was supposed to go to Brock for sport management and
Whoa.
I had accepted my offer and then I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna go. And so for I'm glad that I made that decision then because it's been a crazy busy year. So I think it's been great. But yeah, like when I first started writing songs, I did it for a school project. I didn't really know what person I wanted to be like at the moment. And then,
Who were you listening to a lot then?
I was listening to anything that was on the radio. So I think that was like at that point Morgan Wallen and Hardy were like huge.
Mhm.
When I first started writing songs, like A Rock had just come out by Hardy, and that was like mind blowing for me. I was like, man, this is the best album I've ever heard. And then Morgan Wallen had the double album. And then I guess Zach Bryan, American Heartbreak, and then Riley Green. I really started listening to him in like 2019, so right after his first record came out. So I was like, man, this guy, like all his songs were relatable to me because I grew up working construction and I just like, man, I just like who he is. So I think that was, I mean, at that point when I first started writing songs was probably like Morgan Wallen, Hardy, and Riley Green were the top three.
Yeah. Did you like A Rock as a song as well?
Oh yeah, yeah, that
That's
whole
like
record, like
favorite songs. Like I love that song so much.
yeah, from top to bottom, I was like, man, this is amazing. Each song had its like own like unique way of like telling the story, and that was what I got attached to.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I have a quick question. So
Go
since you
ahead. It's a podcast.
um since you grew up playing hockey, I know that a lot of hockey players talk about how they get like this rush when they kind of hop onto the ice and are about to play their game. Do you get a similar kind of adrenaline stepping on stage?
Yeah. So I get I get super nervous, like puke in the stomach nervous, like sometimes, and like like Meadows, I was stressing, but as soon as I get on the stage, I my mind kind of goes blank, and I'm totally okay. Like as soon as I start playing my guitar, I'm like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready to go. This is gonna be a great night. So that was like, it's like my grandpa always said, like, if butterflies are always good, don't be like
Mhm.
petrified, but butterflies are always good. It's good to be nervous. Nervous means you're ready. So that was like, I do get nervous, but then once I'm on stage, I get excited, and it's always fun to just be on stage, and when there's energy from the crowd and the band's feeling good, so it's always, I do get a rush. And I mean, when I played hockey, like the best games that I played was when I wasn't thinking, and it's just kind of instinct, and that's the same when I'm on stage.
Yeah, I think butterflies are good. Like I think it means you care. Like
Yeah.
the minute you stop caring or have the nervous flutters, I think there's something else going on. Cause like for me anyway, like cause when I was a kid, my parents put me in theater because I had a pretty bad stutter and the doctors were like try theater that helps with a lot of kids and it
Mhm.
did but I remember going out on stage like if I was nervous it was going to be a good show if I wasn't nervous no all hell was breaking loose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I feel like it's the same with whether it's performing or sports or whatever it is. Like nerves are good.
Mhm.
Nerves mean you're ready. So yeah.
What has it been like to be a part of the top of the country competition?
It's I didn't even know I was going to get top 8. So I was super pumped about that. There's so much talent in the competition, and I know like a couple of friends of mine who put their names in for it, and like it's unbelievable. I mean, it's so cool that SiriusXM and CCMAs do this to like help promote up and coming artists, and it's really cool to be top 3 too. Like Nolene and Jake are like so talented, and it's cool how we all have our own kind of style,
Yeah.
I'd say. And so I had a great time spending time with them in Nashville. Jake and Nolan are some of the kindest people I've ever met. So it was great to just spend time with them, and it's super cool to be a part of the top 3.
That's what I was going to say about this year's top 3 as well. Like, each of you has a very distinct lane. Like, Nolene's very folksy, very like alternative. Jake is classic bluegrass. He's so fun to watch live too. And like, all 3 of you have such a different sound and such a different lane that you play in, that I have no idea who is going to take this at the end of the day in Kelowna.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to see. And yeah, like they're honestly, I'm just happy to be hanging out. Really. So I'm just happy to be included. So it's honestly, it's really cool just to be a part of it, and I'm excited for whoever wins.
You submitted with your current single, right? Rally Around?
I submitted with Youth.
Oh.
Yeah, and then we used Rally Around for the video.
Oh, gotcha. Now
Yeah.
I've caught up.
We should talk about Rally Around though.
Okay.
I'd love to talk about Rally Around because it sounded so good live, and I loved the story you told about it, about just like rallying around something. Can you tell us a little bit about how you wrote it and how it came to be?
Yeah, so it was a bit of a mix because I grew up in a hockey town. And everybody, it literally didn't matter what day of the week it was. Everybody showed up to cheer on, the Parry Sound Shamrocks, which is the minor hockey team here. And so everybody was just like super pumped all the time. And then especially when playoffs started and that kind of whole thing, like everybody was just like jacked up, and there was an entire different energy, and excitement went through the town. So that was like a part of it. And then one of the writers on it, Derek Hoffman, who's also my producer, he literally like 2 days before was at a Bills game. So he was like watching Bills Mafia with the tailgating and the just like energy that is there. So it was like a mix of my hometown experience and then him going to the Bills game, but also we wanted to make a sports song. I feel like not a lot of people have that, like a sports song out right now. So we were like, why don't we include like all the major sports like baseball and football and hockey and basketball? So it was really just a great mix of everything.
And what was it like to sing that song at the London Knights parade?
It was cool. It was like that relationship started because we reached out. We were like, hey, can we use the ice for some Instagram Reels content stuff? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then I met Easton Cowan and some of those guys there. And then, they won the Memorial Cup, and the same night that the CMAOs was. So then I won my award, and they were texting my manager, Josh. They were like, hey, can Sully come play the Memorial Cup parade tomorrow? So we were like, sure, let's do it. So we
rallied.
Yeah, I rallied. But yeah, so we went to London the next day, and that was super cool. Just like I got a free jersey and everything, so that was awesome. And like the energy, London is probably one of the best like OHL teams, and just the crowd and the
I'm from Kitchener.
I'm from
Yeah,
no, we're gonna fight about that one.
It's okay. It's a good energy. Like these communities are rallying around these teams. Like it's great.
Like all OHL games are so fun to watch. And like, I mean, just, yeah, London has just an insane energy. So it was cool
You
to
have
be
to
a
say
part
that
of
because
it.
you played there. Fine.
No, yeah, well, sure. I'll say that.
They do have a good energy,
They do.
especially when they
They're
play
so,
guitar.
yeah, they're so fun to just, it's so fun to just be a part of it.
Rally Around has been sitting in the top 40 at radio for quite some time. Have you had a chance to catch it live on radio?
I have. There's
What was
been a
that
couple
feeling?
times. It's it's so, again, like surreal. It's like, oh man, like Thomas Rhett just had a song, and then it's Sully Burrows and Rally Around. So it's cool, like even like on the chart to see the different names of artists that I've listened to forever, um, and like to name just a few, like of like Jason Aldean and Thomas Rhett or Riley Green and all those people. Like, I mean, I don't have a number one, but it's still cool to be on the same list and be near
A lot
them.
of
So
people don't even have a
it's,
top 40, so there you go, bud.
yeah, yeah, it's surreal just to like, even when, because I'll catch it at the end or sometimes I'll hear it right at the start. So it's cool just to hear my songs on the radio, and I get a couple texts from friends that like every week of like, oh man, I just heard Rally Around on the radio like all around Ontario, and it's awesome.
Are your parents and like sisters loving hearing it as well?
Yes, yeah, they it's been really cool, just like the support that they've been. My parents have been super supportive of me going into music, and my sisters are always excited to hear little updates and stuff like that. So it's just been great. Like, I have such a great um, like team, and you could say back home, and people who are just really excited. So it's cool that they're a part of this journey as well.
I love that.
I don't know what the saying is. Is it comparison's the thief of joy or something?
Yeah,
I don't know. Comparison's
I think it's
bad,
that. Yeah.
and you should be so proud of the song because it's doing so well. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
We should play my game.
I was gonna say let's move right into that.
Okay.
What are
This
you
is the
calling it
first.
again? This is all. This is all Lily. I don't know what's coming up here.
No,
Uh-oh.
what if it's bad?
If it's bad, producer Jason, you can cut it.
Okay.
Just
The
the whole
first one
segment.
Yeah. This
is gonna.
episode is actually only 20 minutes long this week,
Yeah.
so
So it's called Rally Around or Ride the Bench. So,
Mm.
okay, so we get it. We're getting it because
Is it like red flag, green flag kind of thing?
yeah, it's like hot takes, and then you're either gonna like rally around the hot take or you're gonna sit on the bench or ride
That's
the
cool.
bench.
That's cool.
Thank
Don't
you.
ask me too many like hard questions here, because
It won't
I'll
be that
take at least 5 minutes to think about it.
many. I think I should.
it
We
can
should
be an
all.
open discussion. We can discuss it,
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to hear Logan's answer for some of these questions as well.
Okay.
Right.
They're
I'm
not.
ready.
So the first one is just pineapple on pizza. So are we gonna rally around it or are we gonna ride the bench for it?
I'm gonna say Rally Around.
I'm gonna say Rally Around too.
I've never
Yeah.
tried it, so
What?
Excuse me?
What?
I'm scared.
You've never been to like
That's
a
crazy.
birthday party when you were in grade 3 when they bring out the Hawaiian pizzas?
Mm-mm. They don't do that around here.
I,
Anyways, maybe okay, fine.
Lily,
Maybe I'll
you can ride the bench on
Are we
this
are
one.
we are we moving on to the next question already? We're not gonna focus on you've never had Hawaiian pizza?
Yeah, I'm
I'm
confused.
scared.
Explain yourself.
I'm just scared to try like fruit on pizza.
It's pretty
It
good,
doesn't,
I gotta say.
No,
it doesn't seem
it's
right.
not there for me every time. It's
Okay.
like a special occasion topping.
See, I just like pizza, and I like
You know what? You're right.
anything on pizza I'm okay with. I actually started putting pickles on pizza, and it's pretty good
Ooh,
too. It's
yes.
pretty good too.
There's a
Yeah.
place in town here, near me in Barrie, that it's like a Hawaiian pizza, but they also put like toasted coconut on it, and it sounds disgusting. But like I was like, I'll try it. It's pretty freaking good.
I'm
Okay.
not a big coconut guy.
Me neither.
I
But like
can't.
if it's weird, I'm gonna try it, and it was pretty good.
I really like pizza, so like maybe I'll give it a go. Just
Lily,
because
you have to do a video for promo for this episode of you trying pineapple on pizza.
No, I'll wait until Boots and Hearts and I'll try it with Sully.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a great plan.
I have a pizza oven. I'll be at my campsite and I'll put pineapple on it just this one time.
Perfect.
The second one is also a controversial food take, is putting ketchup on Kraft dinner.
Oh yeah, rally around 100%.
Yeah, I'm rallying.
What's a thing between those two? Because like I'm not gonna yuck someone's yum for it, and I'll do it sometimes, like a little tiny bit, but it's not like my usual. No.
Fair enough.
See, I'll put like, it depends on how I'm feeling that day. I mean, you know, sometimes I'll put ketchup, sometimes I'll put hot sauce, sometimes I'll put barbecue sauce. Really, like, I'm a huge food guy, but like, I just like anything on anything. So, if you give me like a food top, like hot take, I will tell you rally around probably like 97% of the time.
Fair.
Not a picky eater. You'll eat anything.
No. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good habit to have because I'm really picky, as you can tell again.
Clearly.
Yeah. Scared of pineapple on pizza.
Mondays are the worst day of the week. I'm riding the bench because Monday, you've had the entire weekend to recover for Monday. It's more like Tuesday would be the worst day because you're like kind of midweek, but not Wednesday's not that bad of a day, but Tuesday kind of sucks.
I think it really depends, but I'm also going to ride the bench on this one. I mean, Mondays can really suck depending on like what you got up to the weekend. Like sometimes, like when I was working construction, I'd go to Canada's Wonderland on the Sunday or something, and I'd be like, oh man, Monday sucks. But yeah, I feel like it depends. I mean, especially in the summer, probably Thursday would suck, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
I'm like sitting on the bench for this one too.
Because you're
there we
not
go.
quite like Friday's a great day, like the best day ever. Cause
Yeah, everyone's excited.
But Thursday, you're Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday just all suck. We should just have Friday, Saturday, Sunday every single day.
Yeah, it's just a big blob in the middle.
I know.
Yeah, I think Wednesdays are the worst. Because you're like, there's still half a week like to get through, and no.
Yeah, I get that.
But also, like a musician, like what is a day? Like all your
Yeah,
like,
I was about to say like all my days are the exact same. Like it could be a Sunday and I think it's Friday. Like,
yeah.
So really,
This is very
it's
much
actually the best.
The corporate question.
Yeah, it's actually the best if I'm gonna be honest with you. All my days just blend into each other. Like I thought the past 2 days were a weekend, like Tuesday, Wednesday, because it was the Jason Blaine thing. So I was like, oh man, like what a great weekend. And I was like, it's Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah.
That kind of sounds amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
like
I'm
fun.
not complaining. Yeah.
Dogs are better than cats.
Rally around.
Rally around.
Yeah. Sorry to all the cat people, but
cats also just make me sneeze.
Yeah, I'm allergic to cats, so
I'm also allergic to dogs, but like they're more tolerable than cats.
Yeah, see, the weird thing is I grew up with dogs like all my life, and I haven't had any problems with cats. I get like super snotty and sick, and it sucks.
Last one. It's just mustaches.
Well, I can't grow one. I mean, I'm gonna say rally around because I'm trying. I really am. Trust me. But mustaches are sick. But yeah, right at the moment I can't grow one, which sucks. But I'm gonna say rally around.
I'll also say rally around for some people. I've been toying with the idea of getting rid of everything and just leaving this.
I feel like it depends. It really depends.
It's the Riley Green effect.
Might be.
Well, it might be, but also like some people just can't do mustaches, and that's okay. I can't grow one. I can't grow one. Yet.
Like someone who can't grow one.
Exactly.
That's okay.
Exactly. I'm trying, guys. Come on.
Well, thanks for playing my game. That was actually a lot of fun. So
it was great. Yeah.
It only works for this interview though because it's a hockey phrase and it's your song. So
Yeah, I feel like if you ask somebody else, rally around or ride the bench, you just,
They'd be like, what?
yeah. Who's rally around?
Okay, so let's go into our vibe check where we're going to go through some of your songs and we'll get you to give us what the vibe was when you either wrote it or released it or the whatever comes to mind when we talk about the song.
Cool.
So you don't have so we're going to go back to your debut here, at least what you have left on Spotify. What you didn't take down.
Yeah, I have 4 songs.
So let's start with Youth.
Cool. Yeah, so that was a song that I wrote with Owen Riegling. That was, we were kind of sitting, I had an idea of like wanting to write a song about growing up. And it's cool because we hopped on like the Zoom call and he was like, hey, like, I want to write a song about growing up. So we kind of just sat there for a little bit and played a couple different chord progressions and just started chatting a bit. It was nice because, you know, we're both from small towns. So we could relate on a couple things and, well, most things. And that was super great to just have that connection. And when we released it, I was just super excited, to kind of get stuff back out there. I had an EP I released with just independently. That was basically like they were like demos. It was super stripped back. They were great songs. But yeah, so this was like the second time that we released Youth, and I was just super excited that we were releasing it like fully produced, and it sounded great, and I was really excited for people to hear it.
Okay, let's go to your second single there, Think of Me.
Yeah, so that was a song I wrote with Bradley Hale, and it was kind of just about people moving away. Like I said earlier, like graduated high school and, not know if I'm going to see these people again. And it was just like a bit of like uncertainty there of, how do we turn this into a great song? And, with people that I feel like that's a song that people can relate to. And that's, again, for me as a songwriter, like that's what I'm trying to write because the songs that I relate to are songs that, either personal experience or songs that tell a story. So we were like, man, how do we make this a song that's relatable to pretty much everybody? And I think it's one of my favorite songs that I've written. It's like top 5 still. So it's definitely like, I think that was the vibe when we released it. And I was super excited about the song. When we wrote it, that was the first time Bradley and I had written or like basically like talked face to face kind of thing. So I was like, man, this is a great song to come out of like first write. And I was just really excited about, with the production again, like Derek does such a good job of just like not only making it sound unbelievable, but just, reining things in and adding different elements that I wouldn't even think of. So I was just, again, super excited about that.
Yeah, it's pretty relatable. Like when you said, I don't know if I'll see these people, like half these people again, I immediately had about 10 people just pop into my head that I haven't thought of in like
years
since high school.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Okay. How about Taillights?
Yeah, so that was to add to people's like February blues, basically. Coming out just at the end of January. And on the heels of Think of Me, I think that song was, I never actually, like I wrote that song 2024, I think. And that was like just another idea that I had. I had the idea of like taillights and, I sat down with Sean Moore and that was my second co-write that I've ever done. And, we kind of just went back and forth. I was like, man, like taillights is a good way that we can like tie things into and again, it's like a relatable thing of like you're sitting on the front porch and you're watching, somebody you loved or somebody that you planned a bunch of stuff with, and now they're driving away, and the only thing that's left is a pair of taillights. So it's like It was like, again, just a song that we were like, oh man, great relatable song. And just make people more sad, because that's why not. First three singles, we were like, let's just hit them hard.
That's right. Well, and then for your latest single, which we've already talked a bit about, but how about for Rally Around? Speaking of not hitting people hard.
Yeah, I think, yeah, it was just like something that we wanted to explore a bit, because I had a couple ideas. I don't even remember what they were. And Derek was like, hey man, like I got this idea, like Rally Around, like a sports song, an anthem song, something that people can sing along to. And, we came out with that song. It was Derek Hoffman and Parker Gray, who were writers with me on it. And, it was great to kind of have that, it was really weird because I was sick, but I was in the studio with Derek, and then Parker was over Zoom. So it was kind of like a instead of all three of us being together, it was just like two of us, and then the third was away. But it was awesome. Like we came out with the song, and we were like, oh, it's super great. We were kind of exploring if we could do some features and stuff, but we were like, honestly, if we just release it and get people excited. And it was a perfect time to do it, with the playoffs coming up. And I was on my first tour, so we were promoting that song as well as the tour. And then, it got picked up by Sportsnet for some syncs with the Blue Jays, and, NHL picked it up for the playoffs. So it was just like, it was, again, like a dream come true to have like my song on TV and playing, before a Blue Jays game. Like that was really cool just to see. So I think that was like, I guess that's the aftermath of when we released it, but it's honestly just been like super cool to ride the excitement from that song.
Love that.
So exciting. I didn't know it got picked up by like Sportsnet and stuff. That's why
Yeah.
I was like imagining what would happen to it, but obviously
That
up with the times.
that was that was the idea. Like we were like, oh man, like this is gonna be an awesome song for playoffs or like when a season starts. And so it was great that the Blue Jays used it before a game, and that was just super cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, Sully, the time has absolutely flown by. I can't believe we're already at almost an hour here. But
that's crazy.
I know. But we'll have to do a part 2, maybe after the CCMAs, when you've maybe won the top of the country.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Knock on
Yeah,
wood or
don't
something.
Jen. No.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? We're talking to all the other top of the country artists, so I'll just say the same thing to all of you. I'll jinx it for all of you.
Okay. Perfect.
That way it's an
Thank
even
you.
playing field. Well, thanks so much for joining us. It's been really great to get to know you a bit.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This has been a lot of fun.
Thanks for listening to another episode of On the Porch with Front Porch Music. We're so lucky to be able to chat with artists and make episodes like this one. If you like the podcast, remember to rate and review us, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. It's the easiest way to support the show. Remember to check out frontporchmusic.ca to keep up with new music releases, exclusive artist interviews, and more. We'll catch you again on The Porch in a couple of weeks. On The Porch is hosted by Logan Miller and Jenna Weiser, and produced and edited by Jason Saunders. That's me. Our theme song is written, produced, and performed by Owen Riegling.